The Artist's Way is an amazing book that helps artists and creative people unblock themselves from any self-sabotage or paralysis when it comes to actually creating what it is they're here to create. Today, I'm going to be sharing with you my experience with week 1 of the book and the course, and share some of the difficulties, challenges, and delightful insights that I've had along the way. Julia Cameron talks about the blocked artist. And that is a person who is naturally very gifted when it comes to their creativity, but because of either childhood experiences or their own doubts and fears, there's a tendency to not know what to create, or when going towards creation, they self-sabotage themselves. They find reasons not to do it, or they just judge themselves really harshly, and essentially they stop creating things. I can completely understand that. I've had so many experiences in my life where my creativity was stunted or judged, and therefore I just gave up. I just stopped even trying. And that's what a lot of artists go through. They little by little start shutting off their creative faculties and abilities, and before they know it, they're not creating anything. And Julia Cameron really emphasizes that to live a fulfilling life, to live a life that is exciting and brings us joy, we have to be creating in the world. And it reminds me of how there's the consumeristic mindset and then there's the creative mindset. And if you're consuming more content or more material than you are creating, there tends to be a stagnation. There tends to be a dissatisfaction in life because we're putting all of this knowledge and all of these things into our minds, but we're not actually producing anything with it. We're not using it to create something unique and share it with the world. So the blocked artist is all about liberating ourselves to be our fullest self and to share that with the world in a very, very, very powerful way. And that's why I started the course. I started the course because I am naturally super duper creative and intuitive and love sharing with the world, but I have my own doubts and my own fears, and that's what paralyzes me, and it stops me from really doing and being who I am. And that comes in many different forms. I like to write, I like to dance, I like to speak, I like to sing. There's so many things that I haven't even given myself full permission to do because of all the chattering in my head about how I don't know where to start, or I'm not good enough, or how will someone think about it, how will they perceive it. And the artist's block is something that will allow me and will allow others to step outside of our own prisons and our own confinement and really just be in the world and be our full creative self. In week 1, Julia Cameron also talks about the connection between spirituality and creativity, and how by being creative and acting from the inspired space within ourselves, we're actually able to connect with the creator of everything, to the source of everything. We're able to open ourselves as a channel to a higher creativity that's flowing through us. And each of us has our own skills and talents and abilities that differ from each other. So what we produce in the world is going to be a completely different and unique blend, and in different areas. Someone might be skilled at dancing and be an amazing choreographer. Someone else might be a prolific writer and create blogs and books. Someone else might be really good with computers and could make a kick-ass video game. So there's so many different ways that we can create in the world, and it doesn't have to look the same. I'm even thinking about someone who loves food. They could be an amazing cook and create the most delightful tastes for other people. Limiting ourselves to what we think we can create is really futile, because the creator of everything is really giving us on a continuous basis everything that we need to create through our unique soul expression. For me, I really like writing. I really like speaking. Words are really magical for me. I feel the impact of a unique use of language. I love speaking in a way that impacts other people. And I find that the words come to me not even from my own mind, but when I'm open and relaxed, they just flow right through. I'm working on this course to really open myself and stop censoring what's coming through for me and just write or just say what I'm thinking, because really it's not me that's in control, it's the higher creator. Julia Cameron also talks about how a lot of people are skeptical about the creator using them as a channel, and that skepticism will stop them from actually being the powerful creator they're here to be. And it will also stop them from really feeling that connection with the source. She encourages and urges the reader to put aside their skeptical side and just embrace the experience. For me, it's always been really easy to open myself up to the creator. I've had in my past a lot of angst and resistance to some of my earlier experiences with religion and church, but as I've grown in my spirituality, I realize it's not about anyone telling me who the creator is. It's about me feeling and sensing into that for myself. And that's where true power comes from. I don't find that it creates resistance within me. If anything, it awakens something in me, and it makes me trust more, and it makes me excited. So if you're on the skeptical side, maybe do what Julia Cameron suggests and just work through the program, work through the book, and have an openness and curiosity about it. And that's perfectly okay, because we're all on our own journey, and we're all really awakening at different levels. Now, I do want to preface this by saying this is my second time really diving into the book. The first time I discovered this book, I was going through a massive spiritual awakening, and it really contributed a lot to my growth. I didn't do the whole book, and I didn't do all the exercises, but I did glean a lot of insights from it and referred back to it over the years. Now I'm diving deep into it, and I'm really practicing the things that she suggests doing in order to unblock myself, which leads me into what is called the morning pages. Julia Cameron talks about the morning pages, which are 3 pages of stream of consciousness writing first thing in the morning. She suggests writing 3 pages fully from our stream of consciousness with no censoring and no anticipation of what someone else might think if they were to read it. It's actually quite difficult at first because we have that inner censor inside of us that wants to modify or wants to slow us down and have us change the words that we're thinking. But the magic is the more you do this, the more you can write without allowing that censor to stop you or change the material that's coming forth. If you don't have anything to write, you can even write, I don't know what to write. I have nothing to say. I have nothing to say. I have nothing to say. As long as your pen is on the paper and you're just writing exactly what's in your mind, it's totally okay. And then eventually, after writing enough, you may find that you start having things come up that you want to write down. And it doesn't have to be anything specific. It can just be about the day before or the day ahead or the current moment. Everything is welcomed in this space of the 3 morning pages. Also, the morning pages are meant to be done every single day throughout the entirety of the book. One of the last exercises she suggests is what is called the artist date. And that is taking yourself on a little solo date every week. It doesn't have to be grandiose. That allows you to have time with yourself in quiet reflection, doing something creative perhaps. So you can be going to the park, taking pictures of the sky or the flowers, or you could go to a craft store and pick up little trinkets or stickers, something like that. Anything that just gets you in touch with the wondrous side of you. And this should be done solo so that you can really listen to yourself and the creativity that's flowing through you. Now, I haven't really done much work around the artist date yet. Because I'm someone who really likes reflection and solo time as is, I find that I already do a lot of these artist date examples, but I am stretching myself to think of ways that I can maybe take it up a notch, because I know there's more creativity inside of me that could really be unleashed if I give it a little nurturance. Lastly, she really wants the reader to address any fears or insecurities they have around being creative. So facing some of the times that we've heard discouraging remarks from either parents or peers around what it is we were creating or were inspired to create. I've had to do some of the reflections myself, and frankly, they really made me cry because I remembered being told what I had to say didn't matter, or even being threatened. Yeah, that really was difficult for me, and I don't shy away from these type of reflections because I know that in sharing those insecurities, even with myself, I'm really facing them and I'm releasing them, and I can move forward without having them slow me down in my own creativity. You can expect every week I'm going to be here and I'm going to share my reflections. It may be a lot more casual than this because frankly I'm feeling a little bit shy, and when I feel shy I maybe over prepare or have a more robotic way of talking, but I expect that over the weeks this is going to be easier and easier for me, and I'm just excited to share this journey with you. So if you want to start the artist way with me, you are more than welcome to, and you can leave a comment below and tell me where you are with your journey. I am so excited to hear anyone who has to share their experiences or their reflections. So I will see you very, very soon. Bye for now.